Oh,
That's a good movie.
Is that the guy with the tattoo?
Yeah.
With the Nazi swastika on his chest.
I've seen the scene where he curbs the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the movie in a nutshell is this guy who's like a neo-Nazi and he's really racist and stuff but then what happens? He gets sent to jail.
Well, no, he gets sent to jail for curb stomping a guy.
Yeah, he gets sent to jail for killing a black guy and in jail he meets this black guy and becomes really good friends with him. When he gets out of jail, all his neo-Nazi racist friends want to continue doing what they're doing, but he's had a change of heart, and it's really pretty inspiring. So if you haven't seen it, go watch.
I thought, Wings, there's something wrong with your mic. It sounds like you're far away.
He's in the other room.
Oh,
there we go.
I'm sorry.
Sounds like you're in a bathroom. Yeah.
No, I thought you were saying that I stole that story from a movie, but that's not what you were saying.
No, I was saying it's like that movie.
Oh, okay.
Like the story's like that movie.
Like I told
it
the story
sucks how the
my
movie
friend
ends with
died
a
and
kid
we used his body as a prop all weekend long and staying in his wealthy house. That's Weekend at Bernie's. Anyway. No.
Woody, nobody that watches our podcast will see that movie.
That's right. I've dated myself.
And I've seen the sequel.
Nice. That sequel's awful. How do you have a sequel about a movie with a dead guy?
He's going to start rotting eventually. Come on, guys. Stop carrying this guy around. It's a crime at this point.
But yeah, so that's my story. And, on that whole race thing, so I'm pretty much against racism. I stay real clear there and don't have any prejudices. But there was a few years in my life. So the first college I went to was William Patterson University. And while the college was, it was 8% black people, because of the way that, what do they call the financing that the kids get? Like, the student loans and because of the way it worked, the percentage of kids that lived on campus that were black were almost half. So they had a really big presence on the campus, even though in the classroom they were just 8 or 10%. And while I was there were a couple incidents that made it hard to ignore some of the trends. And so if there was a moment in my life where I was having feelings, where I'd think differently of a black guy when I saw him. Not something I do now, but something I was doing at the time. It was when I had all these bad exposures, this repeated stuff. Like I'd take an elevator to my dorm room, and they would want to skip my dorm room and go to theirs, and they wouldn't allow me to leave the elevator. There'd be like 5 guys surrounding me, hitting the door closed, and they'd go to their room, and then only after they left the elevator, they weren't willing to wait for the doors to open and close, so they'd keep me in there with them. Stuff like that was totally race-based. They weren't doing it to any random people. They were doing it to white guys. I guess, I don't want to say I was racist, but it had me feeling like that. And so when
you've never worked a tip-based job, have you?
No. But
don't tip.
So that's faded away, and it's easy for it to fade away now because I have nothing but positive experiences. I can imagine how it would happen to a policeman who had negative experiences with black people all the time, how it could creep into his psyche. I think that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
I know you live in the South, Woody, but down here, it's going to sound really racist.
Go ahead. They already hate you.
I mean, black people feel like that you owe them something. Straight up. They don't tip you. They don't do anything for you. They're more likely to do what he just said, like ignore your floor because they have power in numbers. We have what you call Black Bike Week down here in Myrtle Beach, and it is the worst 2 weeks. Well, it's a week, but it's about 2 weeks long. But it's the worst week to be down here because they trash the place. They leave trash on beaches. They'll do burnouts at stoplights. They'll drive real slow just to piss you off. I'm not a racist guy myself, but I understand racism. That makes sense.
Tell you what, whenever I saw a black guy walk into the car dealership, I was like, fuck yes. That's my man right there. I love selling cars to black people. Black people are awesome to sell cars to. I would rather sell a car to a black guy than any other race. If you got a white guy, he was always going to be the guy who'd like well, I've been on eBomb and I saw that this and that. And he's like done his research for like 10 fucking hours the night before, and he's telling me he's giving me quotes from other dealerships and shit. If I get an Asian or an Indian guy, they're going to hassle me for days because they come from a culture where, you know, there aren't stickers on stuff. You haggle for a loaf of bread at the market. But you get a black dude in there, make some money.
You know, I've read that same thing. I read like Confessions of a Car Dealer, and his experience totally mirrored what you just said.
That's how it is.
Give me the supercharger and the sunroof.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's when I ride today.
You like the guy's like, I don't know, man. That's a high price. I'm like, dude, look at the rims. He's like, you know what? You're right, dog. You're right.
You put the tires on them poles.
I'm like, look at the grill. He's like signing the bottom line. He don't care.
I don't know. I mean, I grew up in you know, a town where nothing really bad ever happened, pretty much. Like nothing, not even like, you know, petty larceny or whatever. But I mean, I grew up watching like Sanford and Son and stuff like that, black comedies and the Jeffersons and all that. So I mean, I've never really had any.
I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in Section 8 housing.
Wow. But I mean, yeah, I've never had any like.
Is that a federal program?
Reason to be racist or whatever.
It was Section 8 back then. It was like I forgot what it was called. It was like community housing or whatever. It was low budget. Mm-hmm. You had to pay for it, but it was really, really cheap. It was based off your income.
Absolutely, that ties into my first apartment story. I lived in that.
And I grew up in that. That's what all my mother could afford. And so I was around black people all my life. That's why I have that kind of ebonics tone to me when I get mad. You know,
you go death metal when you get mad sometimes. God damn
it's disturbing.
God damn it!
But,
my favorite is when like he picks a team, like one of our teammates, to like go after and blame for all of the problems that he's having,
even his own problems. You know, yeah.
And it'll be like, God damn you, Star Fox! I stubbed my toe, you dumb piece of shit. like, wait a minute, how's that Star Fox's fault?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Some guy will like come in the back of the door and shoot him with the shotgun. He'll be like, "Star Fox, you're 5 and 7. What the hell's wrong with you?" And it's like,
why don't you get a shot?
Well, the way I'm reiterating that is the fact that he's doing so poorly leaves our flank open. If his ass is getting his kills.
That he's giving the enemy team like air support because he's dying so damn much. You know,
because my whole idea, if people are holding their ground, you're not going to get flanked.
Yeah,
not going to happen. People can get the kills, or they can at least go 1-1. You pretty much don't have to worry about people just constantly coming in your back door and owning you.
Yeah,
it's the people that can't hold their flank that fold over like lawn chairs that you hate. Fuck them.
I fucking hate
about them.
I hate bad teammates, and then people say, "Well, just play free for all." Well, I hate fucking boosters too. So what do I do? You know, there's no other third game type that I can play.
I did that. You know, it was like, you hate bad teammates. Why don't you go play TDM or free for all? So I started playing free for all. I'm tired of playing free for all. I don't want to watch you play free for all no more.
Why does every subscriber sound like a mesh between Forrest Crump and Sling Blade?
Well, they are.
That's my crybaby. That's my crybaby voice.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing like a Forrest Gump Sling Blade thing.
No, that's supposed to be somebody crying while they're talking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What do I do wrong?
Oh my gosh.